Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Tanay All, and I'm an anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry veterans to come together to share their knowledge, ideas, thoughts, and best practices with one another, as well as with upcoming industry leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry stalwarts. We hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone as they help us to identify, nurture, and work on trade secrets that have already proven a success formula for so many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Miss Jayashree Kannan. We welcome you on the show, ma'am.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
She is a seasoned chartered accountant, a strategic thinker, and collaborator. Her distinctive approach to audit engagements encompasses more than just meeting deadlines and budgets. She navigates complexities with finesse, ensuring that each engagement is a process as well as a pathway to enhanced client success. She is currently committed to assisting a friend with business health check by employing data-driven methodologies to uncover inefficiencies. This dynamic approach mirrors her belief in the synergy between data-oriented strategies and sustainable business profitability. So, Ms. Kannan, your career journey showcases a rich blend of experiences in audit and advisory services. Could you highlight some pivotal moments that have significantly shaped your professional development?
Okay. My journey in auditing has been interesting so far for me. I have about 15 years of experience in audit, and I'm a professional who's working in Singapore. So when I have to start my career in auditing, it all started uh, with a moment where I was not confident about what is audit, and I didn't even understand how to do a double entry. That's where my auditing journey started. Then, to highlight some of the pivotal moments, like which significantly shaped me, was I should be thanking my first partner, who really taught me how to. He taught me the very fundamentals of auditing, and then he taught me how to. The first lesson he taught me is still very fresh in my mind. He taught me all about Enron and Arthur Anderson case, where he taught me how to uh, safeguard the evidences and how to seek for appropriate evidences. Because in that case, the failure of Arthur Anderson was mainly because they shred the evidences. So that is where I learned my first lesson. But along with that, he taught me audit is all about a continuous journey of learning. And that's the starting point for me. And I was not sure what did he mean that time, but apparently now I understand it's about keeping abreast of all the standards all the time. And then it's because of the latest financial scandals that keep happening and things keep revising and changing every time. So that's when I learned, that's when my learning journey started also. So as it when the years went by, like I had a varied clients whom I was able to do an audit. And one such moment was there where I felt I want to give up on audit, but there was one fascinating client, I should say, who had accounts like who maintained his books which had bullion trading and Bitcoin transaction. So until today, not many auditors are very familiar with how to do the audit. And I had the opportunity to learn and skill myself on this particular area, which made it more interesting and challenging for me. So I got all the more excited to develop my career, learn more about it. And that's when I started to say, you can develop your skills over and over the years. And as I move up my ladder, that's when I learned in my manager, when I became a manager, it is easy to have the title as a manager, but then you don't know exactly how to be a manager. So there was a partner who also taught me how to how she guided us. She guided us how to be a partner, I mean, manager, and to teach us how to ask questions like probing questions to the client, how to review the file, and all those things. So these were the most pivotal moments for me where it is still asking me to still retain an audit and climb up the stairs still.
Ma'am, with over a decade of experience, what motivated you to transition from roles like audit assistant to audit manager and then to content developer for audit education? How did these transitions contribute to your growth?
Okay, like what I said earlier, I had a passion for auditing also. So it helped me to move up the ladder from audit associate to supervisor to audit manager. But those are all a normal transition in audit life. But there was one place where it was a tactic COVID time engagement which I took with content developer position. So in that, like I had to use my technical skills and knowledge which I had gained over the years, where I could train my juniors. So this was one transition which gave me a breakthrough. And another real breakthrough is getting outside the box is the business health check, which I did. So it was beyond my regular audit exercises. So there I reinvented myself by stepping into a new arena where I had to start asking questions, where even I analyze, I mean, for analyzing the transactional data. And for this one, we had to analyze like what is the gap between the data, and then what does the client know, what doesn't the client know. These were the things which I had to do for the business checks. So this helped me to carry out various research during the COVID period. And this helped me to also rediscover myself, because as in when you start analyzing the data, you realize you need to ask a lot of questions as to say why. Why is there a number like this? Why is there a reason for having this? So these sort of questions these probing questions were something which was not very common in audit, but this made me think more when I started to analyze the data. Like how a child keeps asking, like similar to that, I just kept on asking why. And those were the things which I felt is still keeping me active on audit as well as in other fields like business health check also. And it's very interesting and nourishing to the mind to see, to find something, to find a known thing from an unknown factor.
Mm. Ma'am, in your recent role as audit manager, you mentioned achieving a 90% completion rate for audit engagements within agreed resources. Can you share some strategies or best practices you implement to achieve this level of efficiency?
Okay. Achieving 90% completion rate of audit engagement was a significant milestone for me also, which was like, I should say, I attribute to three strategies which I use, like few, I should say. One is meticulous planning. I used to prioritize my time in planning before I executed. So for this one, I had to allocate appropriate resources strategically where they know the industry. There should be some industry experts like who has experience in it before. And I used to brief my staff as to the critical areas and ensuring that they are focused on the areas which needs more attention. Then not just the planning, we stop there. We have to continuously supervise them. So I was proactively guiding them, and then closing. I had a close supervision over them. So this helped me to monitor the team performance as well as navigate through the challenges and resolve the issues immediately. Then I also had to keep communicating with the staff. So it helped me to align with most of the audit objectives, like regular checks, and help them to identify errors for me. And if they were able to identify, then we could resolve this issue very quickly. To do this, I had to invest more time in mentoring and training the staff also. So all these things really help to improve the quality of the audit and also the speed. I mean, all this also helped me to keep in track, with the audit timeline. So that was where I could achieve this 90%.
Ma'am, what are some values and principles that you have lived by in your professional life?
Okay. As an individual or as a professional, there are many values and principles like all of us have to abide to. But as a professional, as an individual, there are few. And as a professional, there's a lot more. But I would like to stipulate to the core ones, which I think is a core one for that matter. I should say the first one is integrity, which is nothing but being honest. And to demonstrate honesty, it is to show that you're fearless. So I always have been very courageous enough to say what I find. And I mean, irrespective of anything, like if there is any special person involved in it, or whether there is any special circumstances that I need to push it. So I've always spoken what I have thought of. And this has sometimes landed me into trouble. But then, yes, on a long run, that has also helped me to set up my identity as such. Then the second most important one, the core, which I find is confidentiality. So as a professional, all the clients would trust you and give us the documents or the data, and we have to upkeep it with utmost care. So when I had to show up my trust to them, I had to handle with utmost care, and I ensure that the client feels secure in sharing those sensitive information to me. This has helped me to have a stronger relationship with the clients also. And by safeguarding the data, it has also helped me to allow the clients to rely on audit work, what I do. So that lands me to another important value, which is my reliability. So if I have achieved all this, it makes my client to come back to us again and again. So this repeated clients has led me to show me that I have built trust in them. And then the other most important factors being consistent service also provided to them. So these are the core ones which I would say for being an individual, because trust is something which is very important, and how truthful you are is also very important. So these are the more core ones as an individual. But in the form of audit, if you would say, like, which is in the audit process, it is the objectivity and professional skepticism that I need to adhere to. So if I would say for objectivity, it is about how well I perform and I ensure that the data given to us, I don't have any prejudice when I start to look at the data, and then I issue a report accordingly. Which I mean to say is I won't take up a job which is something or someone who might want to have an unfair effect on it. So I want to give a fair report to them, and I don't want to be influenced by anybody. So I don't take up those sort of jobs. And professional skepticism, of course, it's all about how skeptical you are and how much you comply with all the rules and regulations in regards to the fundamental principles of audit. So it could be collective or it could be individual, but it has to be taken up altogether. So these were my core things, which until today, I try not to deviate from. So I hope we have more to go, but yeah, these are the critical ones I think it is. Okay. My interest in corporate governance was sparked by the impact on shaping the behavior and practices organizations have. So ultimately, this corporate governance contributes to the long-term success and sustainability of the organization, for any organization. So in my experience, what I have observed is there's a clear correlation between the effective corporate governance and the traits of sound decision making. So this has been an instrument for to building trust among the shareholders or the stakeholders. So this has resulted in mitigating many risks inherent in the business also. So when I would want to start as a corporate governance thing, like the most important thing I would think is to scrutinize the internal control environment. So particularly focusing in my core area is about financial reporting and risk management areas. So I would be more keen into scrutinizing these two areas as such. And any identified risks or weaknesses that I notice, probably I would start to in audit, I would generally start to increase my audit samples, and then I would probably communicate this to my board of directors and all that. So goes with the companies also. They have to come as an internal audit committee member. They are supposed to identify it and then communicate it to the board of directors. So doing this can actively improve or enhance the corporate governance practices also. So when I see all these things, I sort of skew towards being a corporate governance expert as such.
Ma'am, as a corporate governance expert, what values would you say you bring to the table?
Okay, like previously what we said, there were five values that I had mentioned above. Like it's all about integrity, confidentiality, objectivity, professional skepticism, and reliability. So these are the five values which I would still bring in even as an expert, like corporate governance expert. So the main thing is, as a professional, you are supposed to have more values for all these things. Like these values are to be carried along. So in order to ensure that these are achieved, the first thing I have to do is I have to walk through with the internal audit committee members to understand the internal processes, then identify those risks associated and implement measures to enhance transparency and accountability. Then if these valuable informations are provided, then these invaluable informations will be very useful for the risk management team. So ensuring there is compliance and regulatory requirements and policies also strengthens the organization growth also. So this is what I would think of.
Ma'am, we're building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Heval Mehta, Mr. Zishan Pathan, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
I really applaud the visionary initiative spearheaded by Mr. Zishan and the entire team, Heval, and then the World Development Corporation also. Because to establish such a community to build up industry magnets is not very easy. And this initiative has also helped us to have a cross-pollination of knowledge and creating a platform for sharing insights among corporate giants. This also enables us to facilitate us to exchange experiences and expertise in different accomplished professions also. So this has been very interesting. The diverse perspective of a subject matter will undoubtedly have enriched decision-making process in steering the organizations towards greater efficiency and effectiveness. So I think such knowledge sharing community should be encouraged, and there should be more participants also who should come and value this resource also.
Great, ma'am. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will truly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today and wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tanay, for taking your time and hearing out my voice. I think, like me, there are so many of them who will still be wanting to and be inspired. I hope we have been a part of it to inspire them also to join and become a director like this.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Yeah.